pregnant teacher was shot in the head while she slept in her own apartment, but what detectives found covering her body, her bed, and the walls made the case even stranger because somebody had used a potato from her own kitchen as a silencer. Jocelyn Peters was a third grade teacher in St. Louis. Friends described her as kind, passionate, and deeply dedicated to her students. In 2016, Jocelyn was expecting her first child with her partner Cornelius Green, but on the 24th of March 2016, everything changed. Cornelius returned home from a trip to Chicago and claimed that he became worried when Jocelyn stopped answering her phone calls, and he went to go and check on her in her second floor apartment. But what he found was absolutely shocking. Jocelyn, who was 30 years old at the time, had been shot while she slept. The bullet had entered through the back of her head and exited through her eye, and there was blood everywhere. But the investigators noticed a really weird substance that was all over the place. It was on her, it was on the bed, it was on the walls. Testing later confirmed that it was potato taken from Jocelyn's kitchen. Detectives believed that the killer had grabbed a potato from Jocelyn's kitchen, put it on the gun to make a silencer. During questioning, Cornelius told the detectives that he had been visiting friends in Chicago and he returned to St. Louis at 2:59 p.m. and he was seen on CCTV doing that. His best friend Philip Cutler picked him up from the station. When the detectives asked to search his vehicle that his friend Philip had been using while he'd been out of town, Cornelius immediately refused. He became angry and he denied officers permission to examine the car. After the interview had ended, Cornelius stayed sat in the room and he made a phone call, but the investigators were still recording the room at the time. He called Philip, his friend, and said, "I'm down at the police department. Go get my car from the address I'm about to text you. I need that to happen right now." Then he contacted a woman named Stephanie about the car keys and instructed her to meet Philip. Police intercepted Philip and Stephanie and brought them in for questioning, and that is when another bombshell was let off. Stephanie was Cornelius's wife. She had no idea that Cornelius had been in a long-term relationship with Jocelyn or that Jocelyn was pregnant with his child. She was oblivious to everything. The police later learned that Philip had travelled from Oklahoma to St. Louis just days before Jocelyn's murder. It was theorised that Cornelius had given Philip both the car keys and the keys to get into Jocelyn's apartment building before leaving town, creating himself an alibi while Philip carried out the murder. Evidence on Cornelius's devices painted an even darker picture. They found internet searches dating back to the beginning of Jocelyn's pregnancy, including how to mask the taste of an abortion pill and why can a heartbeat still be seen after an abortion pill. In 2024, Cornelius Green pled guilty to conspiracy to commit murder for hire and murder for hire. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. That same year, Philip was also convicted on the same charges and he was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences.